And we're live.
We're live. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Kia Hyundai channel. My name is Gabby.
And I'm Pat.
And today we are filming the beautiful 2023 newly redesigned, brand new, stunning, beautiful, gorgeous Kia Niro EV Limited. So the Limited is the very top trim level that the Niro offers for the EVs here in Canada. And oh my goodness, once we first sat in this vehicle, I was amazed by how much tech and just the comfort and style of the vehicle. It looks so good. We saw photos of it for a while, but seeing it in person blew us away.
I think the styling really improved. Like,
it
was super conservative when the Niro first came out.
Yeah.
And now it's conservative as far as how you drive it, but it is way better looking. So
it's super interesting. Of course, this is a live video. We go live every weekday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you're new here. And if you're also new here, you may not know, but we are a real dealership. So we actually have 3 dealerships, and we do these videos for 3 reasons. So number 1, you may be considering a new vehicle, or you may own a Kia or Hyundai. We want to go through everything that's in these vehicles. We're kind of like your owner's manual, but maybe a little bit more entertaining.
Secondly, you may be considering buying a new car, and we want you to add the Kia and Hyundai brands to your list of vehicles to try out because they're fantastic.
Yep.
And lastly,
number 3, like I mentioned, we got 3 dealerships, and we really want to sell you a car. If all these options tick off on your selected boxes, and you are interested in a Kia or Hyundai vehicle, we would love to help you out. So we have Brantford Kia, where we film every day, Brantford Hyundai, which is about 10 minutes down the road, and Owen Sound Hyundai, which is kind of on the outskirts of Ontario.
Now, if you're not watching this video live, feel free to skip forward to about the 3-minute mark, but we're going to show you right now how you can join us live.
Yes.
And one of the benefits of join us live is we like to interact with our viewers and answer questions, and we do that at the end of the review.
Yes, so I'll show you guys how you can also view our chat box, or else it's going to look like we're talking to ourselves. I promise we aren't. Well, sometimes we do. So all you have to do is go to the Kia Hyundai channel on YouTube. If you're watching this video, you already found it. While you're there, feel free to hit subscribe too. We're almost at 90,000 subscribers. So from here, you can go to your home tab or your live tab, and you'll see we have an upcoming video. Now, once 2 p.m. hits, you can refresh this page, and then that upcoming will turn into an actual live video, and you can click on that and log in or join into the stream. So you may have to watch an ad, but you'll see on the right side over here, we actually have this live chat box, and here I can type something. Let me type something real quick. I'll say hi. And you'll see it goes up on that chat feed. We'll be able to answer your guys' questions, see your comments. If you just want to say hi, we can say hi back to you. And now, let's take a look at the vehicle. So, like I mentioned, oh my goodness, this is the EV Limited, so styling on this vehicle is a little bit more sharp, I would say, than the other trim levels. You're going to get full LEDs on this model, which I'm going to turn on in a second, but I did lift the hood so you guys can see what's going on under there. Of course, it is a fully electric vehicle, so we have no engine. We do have a little bit of a frunk, which I'll show you. It's not much, but there we go. It's actually a little bit bigger than the EV6, I'd say, the EV6 all-wheel drive. You do have a net here as well, and it is lit up so you can't see it during night. You also have your general coolants as well and your washer fluid, so you still change that as you would a regular gasoline vehicle. The hood itself is hydraulic, so super easy to close. It just stands up by itself. There we go. A little bit more power. And now I got the LEDs on so you can see just how sharp and beautiful those LEDs are. So if you do drive somewhere in the country or anywhere dark, you'll be able to see everything. I will say the hood isn't too low, so it has a good view of the road as well. If we look down here, you'll see we have these fog lights at the very bottom in rectangular shape. Once again, they're LEDs, so they're super bright. And there's also front parking sensors integrated all throughout the front bumper of this vehicle. We'll also see that on the back. This is great for parking your vehicle, especially because this does have a charge door in the front. Let's open that up. It's nice to have the sensors so you can see just how much room you have, or hear just how much room you have when you are parking it in a garage or anywhere closer to another vehicle or another charger.
It's nice that they added the light there.
Yes.
So if you're in a dark garage, you can see where to plug it in.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely not that bright right now, but it is another LED light, so you'll be able to see everything. We'll close this up. And then once your vehicle's locked, this is the common question. No one can just unplug your vehicle. They can only unplug it if it's unlocked, the car itself, and your vehicle is off. I was about to say engine, but no engine in this car. So once you have your vehicle plugged in, it could be at a public charger, no one's just going to go and take it from you. You'll be okay, provided you lock your car. Also integrated into the front bumper, we do have a radar sensor, and that's going to be used for forward collision avoidance and our smart cruise control. So for forward collision avoidance, it's going to monitor the distance of the vehicle ahead of you. If someone slams on the brakes or cuts you off, or you're approaching way too close, it'll give you an audible alert. And if you fail to react, it will brake for you. Now this also works, it has an advanced system, so it does work in junction turns. So if you are making a left turn and a vehicle is approaching from the opposite direction, it can still prevent a collision there as well. So it's a very smart system. Hopefully you never have to use it, but it's so great to have. For the wheels, these are 17-inch alloy wheels, and this is the same across all Niro models for the EV. They look so good. I think it really suits the vehicle style-wise. On the sides here, we have this nice new C shape for our turn signal repeater, and that's also a very, very bright amber light. And then on the side, we'll have our blind spot detection. So there's a little icon there. Hopefully it picks up on the camera, but it will light up once there is a vehicle in your blind spot. And if you do have your turn signal on, whether it be left or right, while there's a vehicle there, it will alert you with a beep. And if you fail to react and you still merge lanes, it will bring you back to your originating lane if it senses the risk of a collision. So smart feature there. Now this itself isn't really a feature, more of a design element. So it's super hard to tell on camera, but there is actual airflow through here. So this is for aerodynamics on this vehicle. The range is 407 kilometers of all electric range. And the body, they tried to make it as efficient and aerodynamic as possible, but they still made it look good. Just like an Audi R8, how they have those panels there. They're sister cars, actually. All right. Now for the rest of the vehicle, we'll take a look at our tailgate. So we get a power liftgate featured on the EX, or the Premium Plus trim and Limited trim. This is brand new for the Niro, so we never had a power tailgate before. Super nice to have. You can control it either by pressing the button there, pressing your key fob, or there is a button by the steering wheel as well. Space-wise, it is an improvement from the previous body style Niro. So we have a lot of cargo space here underneath the floorboard. Let's lift that up. We got a good amount of space down there as well. There's no real spare tire with this vehicle. You do get a tire mobility kit though. So the benefit of that is, of course, weight reduction with an EV, and also it patches up that tire super, super quickly. If you can't patch your tire, you still have 5 years free roadside assistance. With the back seats, they do fold down as well. So I'm just gonna bring this side down to quickly show. The latches are just at the top here. You give it a pull, and then they drop down. So not completely flat, but pretty darn close. And you'll see if I had that seat down as well. Lots of room over here. You can really make the Niro whatever kind of hauler you need. You can put anything in here. Small furniture, pets, children. All right, now let's close this up, and we'll start looking at the interior of this vehicle.
Can you adjust the height of the tailgate?
You can. So to do that, I guess I should probably open it again.
Someone just commented about how tall it was.
Yes.
But
sorry. So once you find it wherever you need it, so let's bring it here. If I wanted it to stay here, you would press and hold this button. It will beep. There we go. And now it's locked to that height. So whenever I open it, it'll stay open to that height. This is not only great if you're a shorter person, but also if you park somewhere with lower clearance. So you don't want it open all the way. You don't want to hit a garage door or any sort of furniture that could be there. So let's close it up.
that was easy.
Super easy. I don't know if I mentioned, I know I mentioned at the beginning, but there are rear parking sensors here as well too. So integrated into the bumper, it's really nice how they're hidden. So I remember older cars, they would have parking sensors and they would be black. So if you had a white car, you just have black dots all over the back of your car. No, not anymore. So it blends in with the paint. Then of course they are black where the panels are black. Now let's take a look at the driver's side. Okay, actually before I hop in, I'll have Pat quickly show the interior. So this is the only trim level for the Niro EV lineup that features synthetic leather. Now, synthetic leather. This vehicle has a bunch of recycled materials for its interior elements. So there's recycled plastics for your seats. I believe it was 100 water bottles that they said made out of PET plastics recycled into one car, each car. So it's really nice how they're super sustainable with not furnishing, oh my gosh, you know, building the vehicle. And then of course it is an electric vehicle, so zero emissions too. Okay, on the side door over here, we have memory seats. This is only available in the limited trim, super easy to use. What you want to do is adjust your seat, which is also powered, to however you like to sit, and then press and hold on either driver 1 or driver 2. If you ever decide you want to change the way you sit, you can just do it again. It's super, super easy, and it also saves your mirror settings too. Right underneath there, we do have our power folding mirror button. So if you just want to quickly fold your mirrors in, you can give that a press, and you'll see they come in, and they'll go back out. Now, whenever you lock this vehicle, they will fold in anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. Great if you park somewhere where you parallel park on a busy street. You also have express up and down windows for driver and passenger. And down here, I might open this a little bit more. We have a Harman Kardon sound system throughout the vehicle. So premium sound, if you love music, you're gonna love the sound system. It is super, super crisp, and you can actually still go into the system and change the settings. So if you want a little bit more bass or a little more treble, or you want it to be completely equal, you can do that in the settings here. Before Pat comes over, I'll also show you guys these buttons over here. So this one's pretty standard. This is just your brightness adjustment. If you find your dash or your center screen is a little bit too bright or dim for you, you can adjust on the fly. You also have your tailgate button and then your traction control. Over here is your light stock, so super easy. It does feature smart high beam assist or automatic high beam assist, which essentially you'll turn that on. If it senses another vehicle approaching or enough light around you, it'll turn your high beams off, so you never have to worry about blinding anybody. The steering wheel itself features our Kia EV steering wheel, so this is also in the Kia EV6. I love this steering wheel except for one thing, I will be honest. They flipped sides. So usually on most of our vehicles, all your media controls will be on the left side and driver assistance will be on the right. So this takes me a second, but I think I'm good. Let's start. On the left side here, we'll have our smart cruise control. So you can press that while you're driving, set your speed over here to turn it on or to adjust your speed. And then at the very bottom, that is going to be your following distance. So it gives you 4 preset levels, and it's going to maintain that distance all the way up to complete stop. So if you hit stop and go traffic, do not fear, this vehicle will take care of you, and it's not scary at all. Trust me, I know it sounds crazy, especially if you're going from a car that just has regular cruise control or maybe no cruise control. It's super, super seamless. Now on top of that, you also have steering assistance. So this is your lane follow assist. It uses a camera just in front of our rear view mirror here that monitors the lanes ahead of you. Now it's not going to ping pong you in your lane, it's actually just going to give you some gentle steering assistance. It won't do a full left or right turn, but if there's a curve in the road, it'll handle the full curve of the road. Super, super seamless, and then if you give a little bit of corrective steering, it will follow your commands, it won't do its own thing. So that's really nice. On the back of the steering wheel, we'll have paddle shifters. This is for your regenerative braking system. So this vehicle features automatic regenerative braking or manual. So you can set it to however intensity you'd like. You have level 1, 2, or 3, and even I-pedal, which is essentially one pedal driving. Now what that means is I only have to use my accelerator. The vehicle will come to a complete halt once I release my foot off the acceleration on this vehicle. Sounds crazy. This builds back kinetic energy and will slowly recharge your vehicle's high voltage battery. Pat, how do you like driving with regenerative braking?
I only drive I-pedal.
Yeah, it's
It's
interesting, eh?
too much work to touch the brake.
Yes, it's too much work.
Once you get used to it, it is just a way better way to drive.
Absolutely. One thing I will mention though is if you are driving an EV and you are driving with I-pedal, every once in a while, use your real brake. You need it. You still need to use your real brakes. And also on the left or the right side, oh my gosh, we have some media controls. So mode just essentially switches your media modes. It could be Sirius XM, Bluetooth audio, AM radio, FM radio, whatever kind of audio you like to listen to. To the right of that, we have our voice command button. So if your phone's connected, it'll use your Siri or your Google Assistant. If not, it'll just use our Kia's. Does she have a name? I don't think she has a name. No. Just our assistant in the car. Kia, we'll call her Kia. We also have our volume controls, which you can quickly press down to mute, and then our phone and a favorite button. The favorite button is a blank button when you get your car, but once you press that, it'll give you a menu on the screen here that you can set it to do whatever you'd like. So if you want to make it reject or end a call, that could be a quick way to do it, or it can even take you to the EV screen. It's whatever you like. Now, Pat, want to come in?
Will do. Is there a setting to auto-fold the mirrors when you turn the car off?
Yeah. Well, not when you turn the car off, when you lock it.
When you lock it?
Yes. Okay. So I'll talk a little bit about what we have up here. I'm actually just going to turn on the car completely so I can straighten out my steering wheel. There we go. I don't want music on. Don't want to get copyrighted. All right, so our screen up here, it's a 10.25 inch screen, and this is standard on all trims for the Kia Niro EV. We have these digital gauge clusters that change as you change your drive modes and show you a bunch of EV specific information. So first I'll just show you what it looks like with different drive modes. So we got Eco at the top, and then we got Normal and Sport. Now this doesn't just do fancy designs, it's actually going to change the way the vehicle operates. So Eco is going to be It's still not sluggish at all. There's a lot of torque in this vehicle, but it's just going to be a more calm, relaxed, and efficient drive. So that's going to give you the best range. It's best for city driving. Normal mode is just going to be regular operation, so it's not going to feel too peppy. It's not going to feel too slow either. Just regular range. It's pretty good. It's still very, very efficient, of course. Sport mode is where things get a little bit more consumption heavy. So it will consume a little bit more energy, but you'll have instant power. The car will take off if you need it to. I know it doesn't look like a race car, but it will kind of feel like one when you do have sport mode on. So it's just going to be a bit more of an accelerating drive, good for spirited driving or good for passing somebody on the highway. The best part about this drive mode select is, rather than being in the center console, it's right on the steering wheel. So I can quickly press this to change whatever drive mode I'd like. Now, additionally, we never had this on the Kia Niro before. If I press and hold this drive mode select, it'll put me into snow mode. So this is going to optimize traction in snowy conditions. Great if you live in Canada. This vehicle is not all-wheel drive, but driving in snow mode still helps a lot. And of course, we always recommend winter tires. All right. Now also on this cluster here, the very bottom we'll see our all-electric range. So this vehicle is not at a full charge right now. It's just a little bit over half. And we're at 230 kilometers. This vehicle is rated for 407. So we're a little bit higher. We also have our consumption meter here, our drive mode, and then our odometer. So that's how many kilometers on the vehicle right now. I will mention this is a test drive unit. So if you guys are interested in the Kia Niro, please give us a call to book an appointment and we can definitely set you up on a test drive with this car. So that's about it for our cluster over there. We'll talk about our main screen here. So another 10.25 inch display, and this has everything you'll need and more built into the screen. So there's navigation built in, Sirius XM, AM radio, FM radio, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are wired, but that's not a bad thing. The connection is so much stronger, guys. And all you want in life is a strong connection. So we'll slide over. Oh my gosh, sometimes I'm so corny. Okay, you'll also have an EV menu. So this is great for anyone who's driving an EV, but especially if you are new to the EV lifestyle, this is gonna give you such great information. So right off the bat, we can see how much range we have with the climate control on and how much it'll be with it off. Not much, not that big of a difference. In the winter, you'll see it much more drastic. It's also going to show us our closest charging station. So just 1.2 kilometers away, we got a charging station. If I click that, you can see that gives me even more. So literally within less than 10 kilometers, there are so many options here. Lots and lots of chargers, and you can even favorite them too. So that's pretty handy. Another thing that's fantastic is you can schedule your charging and schedule your departure. So if you get home from work at 5 and your hydro rates, oh my gosh, drop at, I don't know, 7 or 8, you can set your car to only charge at that time frame, even though you plugged it in right when you got from work. This is fantastic. And then you get ready for work the next day, your car's fully charged, and your rates are a little bit better. We also have EV charge transfer, and that is for your vehicle to load. So this feature is only available on the limited trim. If you don't know what vehicle to load is, it essentially allows you to power other devices with your vehicle's main high voltage battery. So you can set it to whatever charge you would like your car to allow itself to go down to. So if you don't want your car to go less than half of its charge, set it to 50. If you're okay with it going to 20, there you go. You can set it there. Now you can plug in the adapter either into the charge port. I don't know, I'm pointing to the back. I'm so used to the EV6. In the front, you can plug it into the charge port in the front and then power, I don't know, a toaster, a PlayStation, anything, a TV.
I think you can actually power.
A full house?
Yeah, because it has like 2 days worth of power stored in the battery.
That's insane. That is nuts. I would say camping or anything, whatever you want to do, your car can power it, which is nuts, mind-blowing. So we first got this on the EV6. Me and Charlotte actually did a video just doing powering a debit machine, powering a coffee machine, just doing a bunch of stuff with it, even a hair dryer. It's really, really interesting. Definitely recommend you watch that video. But great feature to have. And we also have an adapter in the bottom of the back seats over here. So I don't know if you can see that, Pat.
But we'll do that.
We'll do that after? Yeah. Okay. So great feature. Let's head back to the main screen. Map, this is just our basic navigation menu. You can set addresses, save addresses, and of course use it. Climate control, valet mode, quiet mode, which mutes your speakers in the back, giving whoever's taking a nap or just wants a piece of quiet back there, almost a sound shield. Really interesting. Now for all our safety features, we go to vehicle over here, and then driver assistance, and then you can play around with all your driver assistance settings and see what you like, what you don't like, what you want to be turned off, and just make it completely your vehicle. The best part is you also have driver profiles, so you can save it to your driver profile. Highway Drive Assist, for example, uses your smart cruise control, your navigation data, and your steering assistance to ultimately almost drive for you. It's not a full autopilot, but it's pretty darn close. It even does a highway lane change assist. So if you don't like the auto speed change or the lane change assist, you can turn that off, but still have highway drive assist on. So it's very, very customizable, I would say. Speed limit warning is another great feature on this vehicle. It will give you a warning if you're going over. You can also turn that off. I understand a lot of people probably won't like that. Warning methods. You can change the volume of these warnings if you find it's a little bit too quiet for you. Driver attention warning. This has a great feature called the lead vehicle departure alert. Essentially, if I'm at a drive-through or even at a red light and the car ahead of me has already left, it's going to give me a notification on my main dash here and also a sound to let me know that the car has already left. So it's great. Keep your eyes on the road. You're ready. You're alert. You're ready to go. But yeah, you can customize everything here, and the best part is if you ever change your mind later on, just come back to the screen. You can turn anything back on or back off. Before we hop into the back, I'm also going to show just our heads-up display, so I might have to take the camera from you. So this, again, is a feature only available in the limited trim, and you'll see we have our speed projected up front there with kilometers per hour. Oh, it disappeared. There we go. It's super hard to film, but also, where is it? There we go. We have, oh, this is so hard to focus, our speed limit also in that little white square. It's super zoomed in. You guys can probably see all my pores. There we go, much better. Before we hop in the back, actually, one more time, I just want to show you guys these buttons up here. So I did this in our full walk around already, but we do have heated seats and ventilated seats, as well as a heated steering wheel, auto hold for your brake, and electronic parking brake, and these fancy cup holders. Super, super fun. I think I also mentioned the sunroof in our past video, but I'll show you guys again. It is a power sunroof, so of course it opens. And then if you're not a fan of a sunroof, no more sunroof. Now let's take a look at the back. All right. So back here, let's bring those seats up so you can see how easy it is to move these seats. We have a ton of room. Of course, with an EV, you have a completely flat floor. So even if I was sitting in this middle seat over here, I am in no way uncomfortable because I'm not hunched over. My legs aren't raised. I've got lots of room around me. I have two USB-Cs built into the backs of the driver and passenger seat, which makes it super easy for me to charge my phones or whatever sort of small device I have. You also have air vents back here and these seat back pockets. The seats themselves, the main seats at least, are heated, so you get two different levels of heat for these main seats. And then if no one's sitting in the center, you have a cup holder and armrest. Lots of headroom too. And I don't know how we're gonna film this. I can try. Let's see. I'll show you guys the vehicle to load port. There you go. So you can see we can plug in a household outlet right into there. So you can use both of them at the same time, actually. You can use the front charge port and the one in the rear seats at the same time with this trim level. Really interesting. Thanks, Pat. I think we definitely have to do another vehicle to load video, but this time power something much bigger, like a bouncy castle.
I think that sounds like fun.
Okay, Pat's like, fine.
Okay, there's a bunch of good questions.
Yes.
Why don't we try and
answer them?
Try and jump into it, yeah. We'll just flip the camera around and get set up here.
Speed limit signs in my heads-up display has saved me money on a few occasions. Yes, the speed limit signs are fantastic. How much lower are the seats in the Niro versus the Soul EV? It's been so long since we had a Soul EV, it's hard to say. I will say there's definitely more room in this Niro than there is in the Kia Soul EV.
The seat is definitely lower, but
Yeah.
it's just modestly lower from from muscle memory, I would say. So
what is this vehicle's price, and does it get the Canadian federal tax rebate of $5,000?
it does.
So yeah, and this one's priced at $52,995 Canadian. That's the MSRP price. That interior feature is perfect if you have a power outage in your home. Yes. So I'm in the Kia EV6 forums, and it was actually a customer of ours who was saying, like, we frequently get power outages, so it's so nice to just have my car if I ever need it.
Right.
Just to power anything, really.
Yeah,
It can still
so
work, like, whatever he needs.
At the auto show, they had a whole display
Yeah.
that was powered
Yes.
by the EV6, all the lights and everything like that. So,
Yeah, even
yeah.
phone chargers and stuff. So they had a bunch of phone outlets where you can plug in your phone, and it was all charged by the Kia EV6. So everything was powered there. Will the fob open the front windows like the Tucson? Yes. So if you press and hold unlock, it'll drop your 2 front windows down. Let's see. Estimated wait time for these. Do we still have 2?
We have 1 or 2 that are not sold that are incoming. Will be here shortly. I know we did a couple deals this week, so
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's 1 or 2, but there's not if you need something specific, then there could be a bit of a wait, but we definitely are getting some product. Yeah.
Christian M said, "Hey guys, I'm in a meeting so I can see you, but I can't hear you. Can you wave?" Of course. It's a little foot wave. Paul asked, "Can you record the camera?" And by that, do you mean the backup camera, the front camera?
Yeah, which you can't. No, there's no hard drive in it to record the camera. What is the DC fast charging speed from 10 to 80?
45 minutes.
45 minutes. So
Yes.
it's not 800 volt then. It's
No.
not like the EV6.
Yeah.
Okay.
The quickest you can do is with the 340 or 350 kilowatt, and that is 43 minutes. So 2 minutes difference.
Interesting.
But, yeah.
Interesting question. Steve and Lisa, do the EVs require special tires because of the weight of the batteries? So there are specific EV tires, but that's more to have low rolling resistance to give you the biggest range. Otherwise, no, it doesn't really require any special tires.
Ronak said, "Hey, Gabby and Uncle Pat."
Hey, Ronak, how are you?
We'll scroll up a little bit. Sunroof pops up, moonroof slides back. So this one does both. What would that be called?
Dum, dum, dum. Tomato, tomato, whatever.
The flat floor in the back make it spacious for passengers. Absolutely. Let's see. That's not a sunroof. That's a moonroof. It's both. In the brochures and all of our information, it says sunroof. Let's see.
Ronak said, "I heard with all-wheel drive, you need to replace all the tires if you get one flat." Not really. No. This isn't all-wheel drive, but if you do have an all-wheel drive vehicle, the main thing is you want to have the same tread pattern. So if you had one go, you may want to do 2. It's not really a requirement, but it does make it drive better, that's all.
Yeah.
So like it makes for a more not stable, more smooth ride. Yeah.
Paul also asked, what is the top horsepower in the Kia Niro? So for the Niro EV, they all share the same battery, same powertrain, same everything. And the output is 201 horsepower, 188 pound-feet of torque. And they all have the same range. Now, one thing I will mention actually is only this trim level and the Premium Plus get the heat pump. So that is range increase, like, oh my gosh.
It's more efficient.
Yeah, it's definitely more efficient. So you will
Yeah.
see better range if you do have a heat pump in your vehicle in the winter than if you don't.
Yeah, for sure. One of the questions from LSB Jr., what 2 Hyundai dealers, is there any chance one of them can convert it to a Genesis dealer? That is a good question for my business partner. And so my buddy Dave, he probably would do Genesis if it was available, but right now it's not. So
It'd be so hard to film them though, because they're so far away.
what's that?
If we do Owen Sound or something, it'd be so far away.
Yeah, it would be more likely Brantford, but
Oh,
anyways,
right.
it's not on the radar right now. Not that
Yeah.
we wouldn't be interested, we certainly would. So thanks for the question.
How do I contact Brantford Kia? 7 Ali asked. So great question. We have a link in all of our YouTube bios. You can also contact us on our website, which is just brantfordkia.com. Brantfordkia.ca, sorry, right?
.com or .ca
.ca,
works.
both will work.
Yeah.
I will let you know though, we're happy to answer all questions, but we can only sell in Ontario.
Right.
So if you are out of Ontario, we can't sell you a car.
Well, technically we can sell anywhere in Canada.
Right.
We can't
Do new cars,
We
right?
can't go outside of Ontario for
Delivery?
new cars.
Hmm.
Yeah, new cars we can do anywhere in Canada. Matthew asked about the range of the Niro, and it's, what did we say, 407 kilometers, Gabby?
Sorry?
The
400,
range?
yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's 407 kilometers of range for this car. Yeah. And would you mind just giving them the price one more time?
52,995 Canadian.
Minus the $5,000 federal rebate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Does the Limited come with the E2V adapter? I'm assuming you meant vehicle to load, and
Yeah.
it does come with one, only on the Limited trim.
Okay, Ronak said that his mechanic said that it messes the torque distribution. If one tire goes flat, you have to change them all. So I have not experienced that, Ronak. Like having two tires with the same tread pattern is definitely preferred. If you change, like let's say you've got a Michelin and it's a different model, then maybe you change it with a Firestone, you are definitely going to get not as smooth of a ride, and so you really should change two rather than just one if that's important to you. Oh, Steve and Lisa, we just purchased a Tucson N line from Owen Sound because of these videos.
Oh,
it should
nice.
arrive in May. We're currently looking for a second car, but in EV only. Yeah, why don't you reach out if you want a Niro? We probably have one available. But thank you for the shout out, Steve and Lisa. That's awesome.
Yeah. I also saw Think Be Free 99. Pat, I love your jacket and the colors today. Very Clark Kent vibes going on.
No, that's what I was going for.
Yes.
That or used car salesman. I'm not sure which.
Oh,
but
jeez. Okay, I'm going to scroll to the very top because there was a lot of chats before we went live.
Are all-wheel drives faster than front-wheel drive in EV?
Typically, they'll have more horsepower.
Yeah, because there's more motors.
Yeah.
There's a motor in each wheel. So yes, I would say.
Let's see.
On topic of service, what's the servicing schedule expected for the Niro EV Limited? Example, how do I make visits to my mechanic? Okay, so for servicing, you want to rotate your tires twice a year. And so if you're running with winter tires, you're going to do your winter tire switchovers. Once a year, you probably should have a brake maintenance, and that's because if you're using like iPedal, you want to make sure that your rotors are well lubricated, and so that they don't seize. You're just not using your brakes as much as a petrol car, so I would recommend an annual brake maintenance. You want to change your cabin filter once a year, and then as the car gets older, there are some expensive coolant and gear reduction fluid changes, and it could be like $1,000, but I think it's not until 120,000 kilometers. But otherwise, it's pretty minimal. Like there's not a ton of stuff that you have to do. You should get it inspected a couple times a year though when you do your tire rotation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I saw you guys really need to put a film and keep out sign on your door. So we have them.
One.
We have them, and I mean we've been doing live videos for what, 2 years now.
Every day at 2.
They just forget. And to be fair, when Peter did these videos, there's a couple times I walked in too because, I don't know, if he's in the car talking, we can't hear him from outside the door. We're just like, oh, it's just a regular day. But no. Thank you very much for the servicing explanation.
Oh, my pleasure. Yeah.
There's
Mark. Mark, when you set the programming for driver's seat position, etc., is the drive mode also set?
No.
No. I think does it default to
So
normal or?
Sometimes it does its own thing, I think.
Like
I swear it does its
on
own
the
thing.
EV6, it defaults back to
Eco? Or normal? Normal?
Yeah. Oh, now I'm gonna have to check. I think so.
Yeah, I know it doesn't save.
Angel, hi team. Angel always asks good questions.
She's asked the best questions.
Hi team, is the battery part of the warranty and for how long?
Yes, so battery is part of the warranty. It actually gets a separate warranty.
That's right.
So 8 years, 150,000 kilometers for EV components. So battery components, just anything EV specific. And hybrids too, and plug-in hybrids.
On the EV screen is the list of charge stations available updated automatically, or how are new charge stations added? So twice a year, you can get a complimentary update. I believe it's for 10 years. And you would download it onto a USB and then just upload it to the car.
We also did a video on that.
Yeah, we've done a video on that. And
I feel like everything, we've done a video on that.
And that's how you from time to time, there's also other software updates that you can get from that. So, yeah.
Ronak asked, do hybrids need replacements for the battery?
Do they need replacements?
Yeah.
Only if they fail.
You guys can probably come through, no? Okay.
Or not.
Oh gosh, okay.
That was awkward.
Yeah, all right. I think, well, we're at 2:34. Yeah, 2:34. I think we should sum up today's video.
I think we probably should.
Yeah,
A couple
people
more
clearly
questions
want to get
maybe.
through here. So.
What's your preference for color scheme? Gray pillar on the Niro EV Limited, yeah or nah? I like it.
I like it too. It
Yeah.
makes it look very, very different. So you can get it looks almost like a steel gray on the white. I really do like it.
Yeah, I definitely like it.
They also added some new colors. So we have a new blue and we have a green as well too. It look really, really good. So we got to see those at the auto show. We haven't gotten a green one yet, but hopefully soon. Let's see. What's the finance rate on a Elantra hybrid 36 months? I don't have
remember.
that. I don't have that
But
right
we
now.
can get it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah, a couple of people are saying hit the like button. If you don't mind, please hit the like button. Maybe we can get a sign that says keep out or...
Okay, one more question from Steve and Lisa. If you have a flat, you fix it. If it's a blowout, a new tire is required like any other vehicle, but it needs to be the same model, size, tread, pattern. Yeah, that you said what I said, just way better. Yeah, it has to be the same model and series so that you have the same tread pattern, because otherwise the car's not going to drive smoothly. So thank you. That was a great explanation, much better than what I said.
Way more gooder.
Way gooder. Great language.
All right, guys.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for your support.
Yes.
If you like us, hit the like button. If you don't, hit the like button.
Yeah, and if you don't like EVs, or if you don't like us, but you like EVs, sorry,
like button.
hit the like button, and tune in tomorrow at 2 p.m. because we'll have the Ioniq 6 Ultimate in. It's a cool car.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. See you later.
Bye.